Hello. I was going to do a review of my welder, but I realized that I don't know enough about that welder or welding to really be doing that, so I'm not gonna. I have a customer's 1960 here. You've seen me do the front disc conversion on this. Now I need to do the rear axle seals and replace all the shoes and whatnot, because this axle seal is roasted and it's completely saturated the shoes. So we're going to do that and then end up bleeding the brakes and hopefully take it for a spin. But first things first, I got to get these wheels off so that I can have the tires replaced, and then I've got to drain the box. So let's do that, and then we'll start taking things apart. Got to be able to do this with one hand, so I've got the car supported by the lift a little bit. Let's take a look underneath here and see what we're working with. So this is in the 1960. This is the last year for the split case trans. So these have a non-synchro first, but they are still swing axles. So they only pivot at this end here. This side only, moves up and down. It doesn't have any tilt in and out. So the gearbox actually shares fluid with the axle itself and the bearing on the end. So there's a seal down here that stops all that fluid coming out. When that seal blows, as you can see, it starts coming out of the wheel. And because it ends up in the drum and kind of sloshes around all in there, it ruins your shoes and severely limits your braking abilities. So what I'm going to do first, before I take this drum off, or try to with one hand, is I'm actually going to drain all the fluid out of the box, because I'll show you what I'm talking about. But when I take the seal carrier in the wheel off, it's going to start dumping fluid out of there, and I want to limit how much of that gets all over the floor. So I'm going to drain this, and then we can start taking the wheel end apart and having a look at everything going on inside. Take 6. This way. Whoop. Ew, a lot of slushy nonsense. Yeah, that's interesting. First thing I got to do is get the cotter pin out of here so I can get the nut off. And we'll get your 36 mil nut. Got to get the big impact for this one. These are torqued to like 215 pounds or something, or ooga dooga. There we go. Oh, well, that probably doesn't help. I really don't want to use this hand, but I don't really have a choice. I wonder if I can get a... Okay, well, this is a terrible job already to do with one hand. It's kind of a gross job to do with two hands. Okay. Alright, finally got the drum off. Helps when you adjust the shoes in so you can actually slide it past. But you can see what I'm talking about now. The shoes get pretty well saturated in gear oil and they get real slippery, which is not good for braking. That's the seal, and it looks like it's got the hell hammered out of it. These bolts also hold the backing plate onto the axle, so it might pop out of here. So there's your carrier. Yeah, the seal's all mangled up.
All right, we're not miking up for this bit. I'm here with any flat-surfaced Donobedian.
Why do I get a different name every time?
So I'm having to help with seal installation on the rear, and he's about to explain to me what I'm going to do. And I was like, no, wait, we've got to film it.
We gotta get it.
So that you don't have to say it all again for the people at home.
Well, just so I managed to get all of this apart with one hand, but putting it all back together with one is going to be pretty difficult. So we've got to do. There's a carrier that goes here that we're going to show you in a second, with a spacer that goes on the shaft itself, and the seal rides on that.
Does it go like up against the face of the bearing, or? Oh, I guess it. Oh, I don't know.
Well, not really.
Let's go. Let's go see.
So this is the carrier.
Yeah.
The seal goes in the face, and this bolts onto it.
Oh, so the seal goes
into this. So that black ring there is the seal.
Oh, I see.
And
okay.
then this spacer that actually comes out of this seal has an O-ring that sits on the shaft here with a washer behind it. And then there's another seal that goes around the bearing that fits in here.
Bloody hell. So there's a seal here, because this is where the bearing actually sits.
Mm-hmm.
There's an O-ring here, because that's where the shaft comes in and out, which is where I assumed would be sealing. But then there's another seal on this face?
No, there's a seal.
That looks kind of hideously complicated.
It's really not.
Yeah, I mean, drum brakes are drum brakes.
So you can see this O-ring here.
Yeah.
That sits on the outside of that bearing.
Yeah.
That ends up sitting on this face here, this radius on the edge. And then there's an O-ring here on the shaft that sits that sits in this radius in the spacer.
Yep.
Okay, and then the rubber seal sits in this, and it seals to the top of this spacer. And then there's a paper gasket that goes on the backing plate.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously you can see the shoes are all saturated in axle oil, which is why we're going to end up replacing everything. So we're going to do this bit first.
So we're not going to take all the assembly off and then do the seals. We're just going to do the seals with the shoes in place.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's just the way that I do things, because so these bolts hold this plate on. And in order to take this off, we would have to disconnect the line.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to bleed the system again anyway.
But the wheel cylinders are new, right?
No.
No?
Nope.
But they look good. I mean,
they look all right. Yeah. You know, I checked, there was some rubbing on here, and I think that's why someone changed the drum. So I actually put paint on it and checked to see if it was still rubbing.
Yeah, gotcha. I understand why.
So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well,
so
that's
I'll
what
walk
we're
you
doing.
through replacing this and getting this thing back together, and then
Brilliant.
we can do the shoes.
Cool. All right. Once again, Stumpy McNoFingers here is going to...
It's going to lose a nipple.
Yeah.
Impressions.
This piston ring type stuff.
Axle seal.
Oh, wow.
Axle seal kit. Another axle seal kit.
Oh, so that's for one axle, or for one wheel.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
But you don't need all of those.
Yeah.
All of those things. This is like a universal kit for like later cars that have 2 washers, and for buses that have reduction boxes, and blah 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 blah.
But you see, if I was doing it my way, this would have been out like already.
If you were doing it your way, you'd still be there with your frail English thumbs trying to push it out.
No, I would have had it out. I just probably would have mashed the carrier at the same time. But I have no problem with that. Really? Wow, that's in there. Okay.
Thanks.
Just hit it harder. Oh, this ain't... Wow. What the... Wow.
So the thing that you're going to run into now is that the bolt on the end of that holding that will hit the
first,
thing.
yeah.
So just take the bolt out and...
Okay.
Changing camera angles.
Good for you, man. Yeah, you're going to show the whole you walking around, or you're going to cut. All right, watch out. Like that either. Okay, that's pretty good.
So now we've got to clean all this up and get it ready for all the paper seals and whatnot.
All right, so greased gasket be going on. That being that.
We went to
Greased.
we went to trivia last night.
Oh yeah.
And I came up with a fabulous team name.
Oh God. You've said that before and I didn't agree. Go on.
Lawn Sharts.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. I agree. Launch shots.
So you're going to put that bit on first.
Do we grease it?
Nope.
That bit?
That bit?
That bit. So that's a new washer.
A new washer, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So that's going to go all the way up against
then
that.
the
You're going to
O-ring.
grease this guy, and you're going to have to roll it over here.
So the O-ring spins with the shaft?
Uh-huh.
That doesn't seem like a good idea, but whatever. Which I think is actually genius.
Yeah, that's yes, I agree.
And the Ranchero thing is on Motor Trend.
The Ranchero is, but they did a...
So let's have a look. So O-rings have been installed. So we got the outer O-ring around the bearing here. Then we did the washer around the splines, and then an O-ring that actually rides on the axle, which is kind of curious. So that spins. I guess that spins with the inner race of the bearing.
Yep.
All right.
And then that spacer is going to go
Yeah.
in with it.
So spacer is the inside. Then we got the seal. This, I guess, goes lower.
Face down, yeah.
Face down.
Yep.
And we've got that gasket which we put in dry. What's the name of the Instagram guy with the truck that delivers forklifts? He goes, woo, Blinky.
Oh, God.
Everyone should go watch it. It's hilarious.
It's something big time.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Big Time Hauling or something like that? Or Big
Yeah,
Time-
but I can't remember his name because that's part of the title.
Right. It's really funny. And like he needs our help, you know, but still. He's got like 130,000 followers just making noises on camera.
Right. Fighting traffic cones and losing.
Yeah. Oh, you again. so good. It's so stupid, but it's so good. Okay. So,
And you can see people watching him be that way
Yeah.
alone while he's picking something up.
all right, 14 mils. I presume there's torque settings on this.
Yeah, but it's not like huge. You just,
Yeah, I'm just cinching and then going gently. And now where do I want to go strength-wise for this? Or do you want
I don't even know how I would describe that to you. Take the camera
Okay.
and give me ranch.
When we start tightening on customer stuff, that's when I get nervous and hand it over to Taylor.
It was already a bit tight.
A bit tight?
Bit tight.
What? It was barely anything on it.
Barely anything on it.
No, I mean, like,
where
genuine.
did you get your gorilla strength from?
What? I'm
I've
genuinely...
seen you swing a hammer. You've never done anything that strong.
Oh, were you kidding?
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So the seal's done. Now
Okay.
we've got to do the shoes.
I'm not looking forward to taking those drum brakes apart.
Why? Because they're greasy and slimy?
Well, no, it's more the hold to the fingers and knuckles with spring.
Oh, no, it's fine. Because
Yeah.
all you're going to do is you're going to disconnect the parking brake cable.
Yep,
And you'll take this spring off.
yep.
Okay? You'll take these guys out. And you're going to leave all this together.
And the whole lot just comes away in one
You're
piece.
going to
Yeah,
pry it
yeah.
apart and tilt it out and then slide it down. It'll come right off. And then
Yeah.
you can put it all back together like that on the bench and slide it back in, pins, spring, done.
Okay.
Pry it out more than that.
Yeah, it's just... Oh, there we
you
go. Okay. I'm like genuinely worried about my fingers.
It's honestly probably in the bus.
He's got a tool for these, or I could just use a pair of pliers.
Huh?
Huh? Oh, greasy hands.
And then pull the bottom out towards you.
Yep.
And then slide, nope, just slide it down. There you go.
There we go. Cool. Off in one piece. Wow. Yes?
Hey, real fast.
Yeah?
Stop.
What?
Stop it.
I did wonder about that. They're front. They're blocking the
Yeah, but
camera.
it's rear. Oh, T3 rear to 60. Shit.
Got the wrong brake pads. So we got a problem. Is it a surprising problem? Not particularly. We just pull this back off because I actually got it partially on.
Yeah, but you don't need to because...
Well, I mean, these are type 3?
No, they're type 1, but they're front 58 to 64. And I need the skinny ones that are covered in oil.
Bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I have a 64, so, you know, potentially those could be useful.
They could be if you weren't going to discs.
Who says I'm going to discs? Anyway, so the solution to this problem is that Taylor actually already has a set of backing plates with good shoes on them that are basically new. So we are just going to cannibalize these instead.
And we're all going to thank Rachel very, very much for donating to the cause.
Yeah, well, they're just brake pads or shoes. I've got to stop saying that.
Yep.
So this is actually a lot easier than any other drum brake I've done.
Yeah, they're really nice once you figure out all the shortcuts.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the foot into the adjuster before
Yeah.
you put that in.
Just want to make sure I've still got the pins back.
No, I took them out
Oh, you
so
did?
that I could degrease them. They're on there.
Okay. Am I in the way?
No more than normal.
If you haven't done this before, do one side. Don't throw anything away and keep the other side as a reference. Because
Yeah.
otherwise you won't know how to put this back together.
Well, unless you've done it 100 times.
Or take a million photographs. I'm kind of talking to the people who haven't done it a million
Right.
times. And needle nose for these as well. Top string's already clipped,
Yeah.
so
Make sure you get this
underneath the cable.
on the side of it.
Yeah, okay. There's just no better way of doing it. I mean, it's possible, but...
Yeah, it's a shame that you can't use the...
Oh, is this the wrong way up?
No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
There we go. There we go. Okay. Well, that was easy. The key is to have just an entire other assembly sitting around.
All right, guys. That's it for the 60. Still need to do a little bit of road testing and see if we got to bleed the brakes again, but for the most part, it's stopping pretty good. So I'm going to do a few more tests on it to make sure it continues to stop pretty good, and then hopefully this car will be done. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment, leave a like, share with your friends, and see you at the next one.